Welcome to part 21 of the Edwardartsupplyhandseries, titled Irrationality. A full link to the written post will be in the description below, as well as Edward's channel. Definitely check it out. And if you like content like this, please like and subscribe. Part 21, Irrationality. Therefore, the individual who can summon at his will whatever imaginal activity he pleases, and to whom the visions of his imagination are as real as the forms of nature, is the master of his fate. A quote by Neville. In the end, I'm asking you to be irrational. Yes, I know that is not what you want to hear. We all wish to be as rational as possible. I try my best in my post to keep this rational so understanding can be met. But in the end, I'm asking you to believe your imagination is real. Do you want someone calling you brilliant? Do you want to buy that item? Do you want to paint something great? Do you want to write a brilliant book? Do you want someone to admire you? Do you want to feel prestigious and diplomatic? Whatever it is you want, you must do it in the mind first. Nobody will know what you are doing. It is the secret. Go big and bigger, that you are comfortable with your feeling in the mind. Chances are you truly are not giving yourself what you want because you feel some impossibility in it. Forget that. All things are possible in the imagination. Do it anyway. Just do it. Do what? What you deeply want. Do you for you, the inner self. I do not mean just think thoughts that are within the framework and limitations of the senses. Meaning just think, I can have good friends, good hobbies, nice career, etc. I mean go beyond it. Something that you want that you think is a bit far out of reach. Do it anyway. Fulfillment is not on the outside, but within. We are supposed to fulfill our desires in that world, the world of imagination, because that is where our real self is. You may say I'm being irrational, thinking thoughts and feeling feelings that may never happen in my life. Even I, myself, can feel that, but at this point, I don't care anymore. It is what I, my inner self, the real me, wants. I must grant it to myself, or I will suffer. I suffer where? In my mind. I found that the greatest difficulty in this life is to do and feel what we want in our minds. Isn't that something? The place where we actually can have what we want, we find difficulty to do what we want. Why on earth would we not give ourselves what we want? Even if it is impossible, why not? Fulfill it with feeling and move on. Just do it anyway. You will not regret fulfilling every desire within you. This life is too short to not live in a position of beauty, honor, wealth, and love in the mind. Man is only reacting in his natural or Satan state. He never acts or creates. He only reacts or recreates. One real creative moment, one real feeling of the wish fulfilled, is worth more than the whole natural life of reaction. A quote by Neville. Far too often we allow excuses to get into the way of what we want in the mind. We think that if something happens, we must feel a certain feeling within the framework and restrictions of the senses. If something we do not like happens, we must think we must feel bad, angry, etc. Some even think that if we don't feel these things, that they are rejecting their true feelings. No. You reject your true feelings the moment you do not feel what you want to feel. That moment you are rejecting. If someone says something to me I dislike and I feel hurt, and I do not wish to feel hurt but at peace, but I think that I must feel hurt by their words, and I do not feel what I want to feel, which is peace, what am I rejecting there? I reject peace, what I want. Every ounce of me might feel hurt initially, but is it truly what I want to feel? The moment I entertain my want, which is peace, I have now risen from the limitations of the senses, and I entered into the world of wants. From here, I feel what I want. I do not have to react that way anymore if I do not wish to. Maybe it makes no sense to the person why I feel peace, but fulfilling my inner desire requires no consultation from anyone. My irrational mind may feel hurt as a reaction, but my inner self, my true self, wants to rise above this plane and feel what I want to feel regardless of rationality. Was it rational for Neville to think he can biolocate being in two places at once? Was it rational for Neville to think all will conspire and aid him for his desires? Was it rational for Neville to believe imagination is his real self? Is any of this rational? Was it rational for Neville to remove all ideas of how life should be lived in his mind? Was it rational for him to just go and do and feel whatever he wanted? Was it rational for him to feel that he was experiencing in his mind was real? It is rational for the weak to say, I am strong, Joel 3:10. Is it rational for the low to say, I am great? For the poor to say, I am wealthy? For those who think, feel that they are unloved to say, I am loved? Prayer to the mind is not a string of words. To pray for love is to feel yourself to be loved. To pray for riches is to feel riches. To pay for strength is to feel yourself to be strong. I am taking and took the leap in my mind. Are you willing? Willing to what? To give up this 3D being the only reality. Are you willing to give your reactions to it and instead go to your wants? Are you willing to finally see a reflection of you? Of who? Your inner self. Are you willing to finally live in a place where you want to be in your mind? The fool who persists in his folly will become wise. A quote by William Blake. Thank you for listening.